like culture officer, like that sounds like something that, $100 million companies have, not, roofing companies. I don't think I've ever heard of it at a roofing company. So that's really cool. And then as a CEO, like to be developing leaders and have leaders under you, like that's something that I certainly aspire to. It's something that I think a lot of the audience aspires to as well. So on that, Doug, like, how did you graduate, or how did you kind of, elevate yourself from like, running the business, wearing lots of hats, I'm sure, into managing leaders of different departments?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just, I think people fail to grow because they fail to recognize the value of their time. And so early on, I started and said, what is my time value? And if I break it down to how fast can I sell a roof and how much money can I make in that roof, then I put my personal time value very, very early on in this business at $1,000 an hour. And so if I could hire somebody to do something else for less than $1,000 an hour, then I should definitely do that. And so as soon as it was like, I'm too busy and I don't really want to do that anymore, and my time is worth $1,000 an hour and theirs is worth $20 or $30 or whatever the number is, I'm going to hire that person and put them to work. It's just automatic. Unless it's something that's critical, in which case then the other qualifying factor is can they do it 80% as well as I think I can do it? If they can do it 80% as well as I can, I'm hiring that person, because the fact is at 80%, they're probably doing it just as well as I am, just slightly differently, right? If I believe they're at 80%, they're probably actually at 100%. So get it done. Hire people. Fill the gaps. Stop thinking that you have to control everything.
I think one of the biggest things that I've seen as a part of the leadership team that we've talked a lot about more this year, or over the last 2 years really, is finding out what people are most fulfilled at and best at and better than anyone else at. And one of our marketing director, Chris Vastardis, says this a lot, and we've kind of all coined the term, but it's being the ace in your place, right? So where do I best fit in the business? Where does Doug best fit in the business? Where does our CFO best fit, and our content creators? And everybody has a role that they fill and are also most fulfilled internally by. You do have to do things sometimes that you don't want to do, but if you can find the people that like accounting and like numbers and tracking that stuff, and like Doug said, do it 80% as well as you, where you're probably being very critical, right? That's just how life works, is we're always very critical, especially when you're delegating or handing off tasks that you used to be responsible for. And so that's one thing I think Doug's really excelled at as a leader in the company and promoting other leaders, is finding the people that will do those tasks and also be fulfilled by it. And it's not just like this delegation game, if that makes sense.
Yeah, our staff actually often will have a morphing of their job over time, because we find that their skills that we hired them for, they're proficient at it, but we discover over the first 3, 6, 9 months of their employment that they actually have a preference for a area, smaller, more zoned in space that they feel the most fulfilled by, they're happiest in, and also they're the best at usually as well. And so we try to, find that spot and put them right there, because that's where they're the happiest, and that's where we're the happiest with their results as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, that makes so much sense. I found that as an owner as well. Like, I was doing all the sales for the first few years, and then, finally hired a few sales reps, and now they do all the sales. And not only they like it better than I do, they're better at it than I am. They're focused on it more. So it just completely transformed the company almost overnight. And on that last point that you made, as far as like what people want to do, we're going through that right now. Right now it's the end of December. We're recording this, and just going through our team and being like, hey, this is what you're doing right now, but like, what do you like? What don't you like? What don't you want to do? What would you want to do in the company? And not that it's like choose your own adventure and everything's going to be promised, but you can kind of like navigate, different people to where they're going to be, happiest and most impactful, right?
I think if you have a vision for where your company is going, that people will be patient to find that niche that they fill, right? And so if you haven't cast an appropriate vision as an owner, then that's your bad. You need to make sure that you are, one of my personal missions is to grow this business fast enough to give everybody here an opportunity to grow into the role that they want to be in, whether it's in leadership or a more specialized role. My challenge is to continue to grow at a pace that keeps people that are hungry for growth. It keeps presenting them an opportunity with a place to be. And so I take that challenge very personally, because I've made a promise to my team, to my employees, that, hey, this is who I am and this is what I'm going to do, because I value you as an employee. In fact, our mission statement, it puts our customers after our employees. Our employees really are our first priority, because if we put our employees first, then we know they're going to treat our customers right.